Super Bowl 59, State Farm Stadium, Glendale, Arizona, the grand stage where legends are made and dreams are either realized or shattered. The confetti rained down, but it wasn't in celebration of the Kansas City Chiefs. Instead, it was a bitter reminder of what could have been. Patrick Mahomes, the face of the franchise, sat on the bench, his gaze distant. The weight of the moment was almost too much to bear. The weight of the 40-22 loss to the Philadelphia Eagles was etched on his face. Every line, every furrow told a story of missed opportunities. The usually electric Mahomes, the quarterback who could make the impossible seem routine, appeared mortal. His magic had run out. Back in the locker room, the silence was deafening. The air was thick with disappointment and unspoken words. Mahomes, still in full uniform, sat facing his locker, his helmet resting on the floor. The weight of the loss hung heavily on his shoulders. This wasn't how the story was supposed to end, not for a team that had fought so hard to get here, not for a team with Super Bowl aspirations. They had dreamed of lifting the trophy, not walking off the field in defeat, not for a quarterback who had already tasted victory once before. The frustration was palpable. He had been here, he knew what it took, and yet, it had slipped through his fingers. Mahomes slammed his locker shut, the metallic clang echoing through the room. It was a sound that punctuated the end of a dream. He knew he hadn't played his best. The self-doubt gnawed at him, replaying every mistake in his mind. The Eagles' defense, relentless in its pursuit, had sacked him 6 times. Each hit was a reminder of their dominance. 2 of his passes had ended up in the hands of the opposition. 1 returned for a touchdown. It was a nightmare he couldn't wake up from. This wasn't the Mahomes everyone had come to expect. The hero had faltered, and the bitter pill of defeat was hard to swallow. The press conference was a somber affair, a stark contrast to the usual post-game celebrations. Gone was the usual swagger, replaced by a quiet humility that spoke volumes. "I take all the blame for that," Mahomes confessed, his voice heavy with disappointment and regret. The words hung in the air, a stark admission from a player who rarely made excuses, a leader who always stood tall. "It's hard to come back from that in the Super Bowl," he continued, acknowledging the finality of the loss and the challenge ahead. The turnovers, the missed opportunities, they all played on his mind, each one a reminder of what could have been. "I didn't play to my standard," he admitted, his gaze unwavering, his honesty striking. The weight of the loss, the weight of expectations was evident in his demeanor, a heavy burden for any athlete to bear. The loss to the Eagles raised questions, not just about Mahomes' own performance, but about the future of the Chiefs' dynasty. Travis Kelce, the all-pro tight end and Mahomes' favorite target, had been noticeably quiet during the game. His usually reliable hands had failed him, dropping crucial passes. Whispers about Kelce's future with the team had begun to circulate. The once unthinkable notion of a Chiefs team without their star tight end was now a topic of conversation. The uncertainty surrounding Kelce only added to the sense of unease that had settled over the Chiefs organization. Despite the sting of defeat, Mahomes remained resolute, his eyes reflecting a burning desire to rise above the setback. In a heartfelt message on social media, he apologized to Chiefs fans, acknowledging their unwavering support and expressing his deep regret. "I let y'all down today," he wrote, his words echoing the sentiments he had expressed in the press conference, where he faced the media with humility and honesty. But it was the next part of his message that truly resonated with everyone who read it. "I'll always continue to work and try and learn and be better for it." These weren't empty words, they were a promise to himself and to his fans. This was Patrick Mahomes, the competitor, the leader, vowing to come back stronger, more determined than ever to lead his team to victory. The Super Bowl loss had been a setback, a bitter pill to swallow, but it was also a catalyst for growth. It had been a learning experience, one that would undoubtedly fuel Mahomes' fire in the seasons to come, pushing him to new heights and greater achievements.